Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. They've ranged from building multi-person pogo sticks to hacking chocolate. Any topic that geeks hold dear. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds. The talk you're about to hear was recorded live at one of the featured Ignite events around the world.
I am a bit of a nerd. Surprise! One of the hobbies that I have is playing designer board games, and some of the more interesting titles in my collection all have a very unique origin. They all came from crowdfunding. So what I would like to talk to you today about is, I'd like to talk to you about what crowdfunding is, some of my favorite examples that I found in my travels on the internet, and what to look for if you're thinking of either funding a crowdfunding campaign, or if you're looking at starting one of your own. Crowdfunding, by definition, is raising capital for a project through many smaller supporters. And if a project doesn't fund its goal, it doesn't happen. My first case study is the worst case scenario I know of for crowdfunding. It's a board game called The Doom That Came to Atlantic City. It's a game that plays like Monopoly in reverse. I wish that was a joke. It had a goal of raising $35,000, and in the end it raised over $122,000. It succeeded, but it failed to deliver because the game publisher took the money and ran off with it. So when you're evaluating a crowdfunding campaign, you have to make sure if the people who are doing it know what they're doing, if they have a solid business plan. Do they understand the costs? Do they understand logistics and distribution? Do they have a good understanding of supply chain? Most first-time crowdfunding efforts fail completely because the people who are running it haven't done their due diligence. It's just something that you have to keep in mind. Most of them, delays are from logistics problems. Case study number 2, potato salad. Yes, literally. There was a computer programmer in Columbus, Ohio, who put a Kickstarter up and wanted to raise $10 to make potato salad. Things went a bit wonky. He raised $55,000. And one of the things that happened was he started off saying, if I raise $15, I'll make 2 batches. If I raise $35, I'll make 3 different recipes. It just snowballed. And as he kept raising more money, he kept moving the bar further and further and further in order to justify it. There was a potato salad party in Columbus, Ohio. He published a potato salad cookbook that went to backers. He donated over $20,000 to Columbus anti-hunger charity, so some good came from it. But the thing to understand about a stretch goal is it is what encourages a campaign to go viral. Because if you have something that you want out of this campaign, it encourages you to go to your network to try and make it happen. Sometimes these come in enhanced components or an enhanced project scope. But that is why the more stretch goals they are, the more likely they are to go viral. Last case study I'd like to talk to you about is from a humor website called Penny Arcade. They launched a Kickstarter in order to try a crowdfunding effort, in order to try and go for their website to go ad-free for an entire year. They had a goal of $25,000. They raised $528,000. So this was pretty much a really classic, successful Kickstarter story. But you have to read the fine print. Because they're a humor website, I don't know if you can read that, it said that if you pledge $1 or more, Gabe will shout out your name as he chases a duck. There's no way that can happen, right? I mean, that's clearly a joke, right? There is a 50-minute video of Mike Krahulik there, who is also known as Gabe, wandering around a farm in Washington State, reading off names and chasing ducks. The fact this exists haunts me. But what it shows is that there are, one of the things about a crowdfunding campaign is that there are backer rewards. When someone gives you money for your campaign, you want to say thank you, perhaps at different levels. Sometimes it'll be something token, like your name as a producer in a web video series, or something of a trinket, like a custom deck of playing cards that you can use for your own purposes. Sometimes they can get more elaborate, shall we say. The Veronica Mars movie was entirely crowdfunded, and one of the big backer rewards was that if you paid, I think it was $10,000, you will get to be an extra in the movie. And if you were a fan of the franchise, that's got to be worth something. In conclusion, I just want you to want to ask if crowdfunding is right for you. I don't know. We've just met. But I do think that I hope I've given you enough tools to evaluate crowdfunding efforts, and I hope that maybe you have enough insight now if you want to launch a crowdfunding effort of your own, that you have the tools in which to decide whether or not it's right for you. Thanks.